All right, we are rolling. This is the Upper Bay Podcast. We're getting rid of the sponsorship intro, so I'm just going to run through it real quick. Thank you and shout out to my good friends, Tom and Alex at Mahon River Farms. Hit them up, get your pasture-raised poultry. They're doing some pigs, they're going to do turkeys, and they'll have it all. It's all pasture-raised, no steroids, no hormones, and they'll butcher everything up for you, package it up, and deep freeze it and everything. So hit them up on Facebook or Instagram. They'll let you come tour the farm, see the facilities, all that. Next shout out goes to Hometown Advantage Podcast. They are a supporter of this show. They are the local sports podcast for Cecil County, Harford County. So give them a follow on Spotify and YouTube. Help them grow. Today we got Mr. Matt Russell in the house.
What's going
on, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. For anybody that doesn't know Matt, we've been friends for a while. We duck hunted together. When I first met you, you were all offshore. You were a big tuna guy. And now you've moved into the bass world.
Yeah, joined the dark side. Joined the dark side. So, in 2021, one of our motors went down, and one of the parts we needed was on back order. So I just had to find somewhere else to fish, and
I
moved to Pennsylvania next to a lake. It was an electric motor only.
Right.
And I still had a John boat from duck hunting, and so I bought a little trolling motor, just went out to catch some fish, and started liking it, and like a month later, I joined my first tournament, the BFL.
Well, I remember you messaged me like with all like the rods and reels and stuff that you were about to buy, and I was like, damn man, he's going all out because it was all Shimano stuff, all Shimano.
Yeah. Well, that's in the saltwater world. That's all we have. So
right.
But then I went out and spent too much money, but it's worth it. I'm hooked. So
yeah, is that what you're still rocking, all the Shimano stuff?
Yeah, I have all St. Croix rods.
St. Croix, that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Legend tournaments, and then Shimano Corrado 201s.
Nice.
Wow. Lefties.
You gotta pick them up as a sponsor, bro.
Good luck.
You're winning them. I mean, come on. They gotta recognize that eventually.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be pretty tight.
Shimano, the St. Croix is a lifetime warranty, so that's why I went with that.
Gotcha.
So, in case anything happened.
Sure. Well, listen, if they're listening, I sunk one at the bottom of the Conowingo, all right, a St. Croix spinning rod, so...
Well, shout out, I
send me another one.
I broke one already, got a new one sent to me, so...
Oh, really?
Thank you very much.
Did you break it boat flipping?
No, I got snagged.
I love those ones. That's a nice tree right there, baby.
No, it was a little too angry. I knew I was visually snagged. It was one of those days. Wasn't thinking.
I got that, but hey, been there, buddy. I know what that's all about. That's up on the Wingo, dude. When you're stuck in the rocks, oh my god. And then I took my nephew with me. So I went to the Wingo this past weekend because it's been pretty good up there. And I took my nephew with me. He's 5, and he's never really like fished off a boat, especially for bass. Dude, every other cast, he was in the tree. I was like, boy.
What was he throwing?
Spinnerbait. Just he needs to cast and reel. When you're that, you just need to get it out there and reel. And my dad was with us and he was helping him and stuff. But it sucks because they weren't really biting the spinnerbait; they were biting black and blue crawl. And I was just flipping it up in the rocks, And he's not ready for that. It's too slow fishing for him, But when we first started, I was like flipping up in there, and when they would bite, I'll just let them bite it and then let them let go or whatever. And I told my dad, cast up in there. There's one up in there. And every time he would just cast up in there and they would bite it.
Really?
Yeah, in the beginning when it was still raining, and then once the rain died, the spinnerbait bite died completely. But so you, when you were offshore fishing, you did some of the big tournaments down there, right? You did the Hook tournament, right?
Yeah, we did the Huck Big Fish Classic, and then some of the smaller stuff like the Small Boat Ocean City tournament, the White Labor Day. Marlin tournament.
Right.
But yeah, no, not the White Marlin tournament.
Right.
That one's a little too expensive for us.
Didn't you cash a check in the Hook one?
No, we were leading for a day.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
But yeah, no,
was Darren fishing with you?
Darren was fishing.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was after
we just came in before everybody.
Right. We fished the Flounder Pounder, and one year we did that too. We were like the first boat in there. We weighed like
Yeah.
a 4 or 5 pound fish or whatever. And we were like, yeah, dude, we're on the leaderboard. Within 30 seconds, we were
Jeez.
off the leaderboard. So I was
Yeah,
like,
ours was
cool.
like a couple hours, and then
I remember that because I remember we were going like into the evening and you guys were still holding. I was like, holy shit, they might hold out. And
it was
then it
yeah.
got bumped.
I thought we were gonna get lucky too because there's not a lot of tuna around at that time. We got lucky. We saw them breaking, and we just turned right into them, and we caught a couple off of it. One of them was decent enough to weigh.
Right. How'd you get into that? Was your dad into it first, and then you kind of just grew up into it?
Yeah, so my dad's always had like a 24-foot boat.
Okay.
So we've always fished, striper, all that.
Right.
And then when they closed trophy season, he kind of moved to like going out in the ocean, like some shark fishing and wreck fishing close.
Right.
And then he bought a brand new 4-stroke one time for our 24-footer. We have Aquasport. And brand new 4-stroke Yamaha. It was glass out there. We sent it all the way to the canyon, 70
Nice.
miles.
Jeez.
And we were like, dang, we can come out here. So we came back a couple weeks later with tuna gear, and we trolled on that 24-footer for a year, 2 years. I mean, we caught marlin, tuna, everything
Wow,
out
really?
there.
Wow.
And then one day we got caught in a storm, and my dad was like, all right, I'm buying a bigger one.
Yeah, that's scary, dude. It's scary just being out that far with
Yeah.
one motor, you know?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, it was a brand new 4-stroke. Thankfully, Yamaha's the shit, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Still,
you're rocking,
yeah,
now
it's
you're rocking
not
that
smart.
Merc, man.
Don't
You gotta
try
get rid of
that.
that Merc.
yeah.
Yamaha
Don't
for
try
life. You got a Merc too.
Yeah, Mercury's where it's at.
No.
2-stroke Mercs.
Yeah.
4-stroke Yamaha.
Dude, that
Honestly,
Yamaha
I would
is-
take any 4-stroke either between a Yamaha or the Mercury, but if I had to pick, I'd take the show, obviously.
Dude, honest to God, when I was boat shopping, that was like my one thing. I was like, I do not want to buy a boat unless it has a 4-stroke on it. I just did
Yeah.
not want to mess with a 2-stroke.
Yeah,
I would too.
yeah.
My buddy Alex, I don't know if you've met Alex or not, but he's the complete opposite. Like he just wants a 2-stroke. He's like, nothing runs like a Johnson 2-stroke. Like, all right.
You see guys online, like, they love their
Ah,
2-strokes,
dude,
but
man.
me, I'm just used to going so far that I'm like, I need it to start every time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we learned that the hard way. We fished in I think it was in Chester County this time of year, like 2 years ago, and we ran all the way from Anchor in Northeast all the way to the Sass, and we got all the way up to the drawbridge, and the motor died. And yeah,
Long ways.
it was a long
You have to get
ways.
towed?
No, we didn't get to fish because we couldn't go anywhere. We were just we trolling motored around for a little bit, but basically I just stood on the front and fished while he worked on the motor in the water, and he finally got it fixing enough to where we could limp all the way back to Anchor. It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than
Yeah.
trolling all the way back.
I basically just took $100 bill and walked to the boat ramp and just dropped it in the water. So
Gosh.
just there you
Not a
go.
bad day.
Did you catch any at all?
I think we did catch a couple small ones, but nothing crazy. We only ran to the Sass because we pre-fished in there and they were biting like crazy.
What time of year was it?
This time of year, it was like
Oh, yeah.
April. Yeah,
Funny.
yeah. Sass is just so good. Have you fished up in there, in the Sass yet? No.
Not yet.
You gotta try it, man.
I
You-
have on my other friend's boat.
Gotcha.
but not on my boat yet, no.
Right. Yeah, that place, the Sass, just always seems for whatever reason it just gets right like first time. It's the first river that gets right in the year, and then it kind of slowly moves its way out to the flats and like the Northeast River and the Susquehanna and all that stuff. But okay, before you bought your boat, so you offshore fished, and then you're going out and you get a little bit of that largemouth addiction going.
Start catching them on small pole. It's pretty
So
fun.
how did you get signed up for? So you're fishing the Phoenix Tour, right?
So, yeah.
Is it MLF?
MLF Phoenix, yeah,
Right.
which is
Okay.
the bottom of the MLF.
Right. So it's just opens technically, right? Well, no, I guess not.
Anyone can sign up, but I mean, there's divisions, and there's
Right.
points series. Each division has 5 tournaments. It's point series, and then like top 45 from that each division make the championship,
Okay.
the regional, and then like top 25 and all that.
Right. I got you. So so how did you just saw it and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it?
Well, I don't have a boat, and I wanted to go catch big fish, and that was my opportunity to only have to pay $100, and I'm
Right.
going down all these lakes in Virginia, North Carolina,
Yeah,
catching
I mean,
fish on the guys. They know where to go. I don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of, and then when I needed a fast forward learning experience.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, you jumped right in the fire. I remember
Yeah,
when
that's how I've always been growing up. No matter what's any sport, I just need to get right into it. And
just a hobby guy, just dive right in.
yeah, I gotta go to the top and just get my ass kicked for a little bit and learn. And I'm like, all right, this is how this works.
Did you get your ass kicked the first year?
My first tournament, I zeroed. So, and that was the last tournament. So I started fishing in August, and then I did a tournament in, I think, October.
Okay.
Skunked, but it was a hurricane, so my boater didn't really catch anything either. But still, I had all year,
Tough conditions.
all winter, thinking about how I didn't catch any fish.
Right.
So that kind of, I was just all on YouTube and as much information as possible.
Right.
And then when it warmed up, I was just 24/7 fishing every day on my John boat in that lake. Just
Yeah.
learning every technique, practicing everything, dialing in my casting and then the following year, so 2022, my first tournament of the year, I got 12th place in cast and check. So,
Oh, nice.
but I was just throwing a chatterbait. It was pretty easy. And then the following tournament, it was somewhere where we were flipping docks, and I had zero accuracy. Just couldn't even. I was just getting snagged and I just was like, I need to go home and cast and get dialed in, and that's what I did. I could just skip in everything and flipping everything, and I got pretty good, and I needed to because it was rough, that tournament.
Yeah, that's funny. You were just talking today about how you were tired of skipping jigs.
I was tired of that. And then I ended up skipping a jig most of the day.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's just like a confidence thing, man. I do the same thing. Like every time I go out, I'm like I know a day where a spinnerbait will be good. I'm like, I'm gonna throw this spinnerbait all day, and then I'll throw it for like 3 times. Like, they'll probably bite in this jig or this crawl, and I just throw that crawl,
The
man.
same one.
It's like it's hard to get away from that when you just know, like, because I just know I'll get bit at some point. I'm gonna get bit on it, you know.
Other than a
It's just-
chatterbait, I can throw that all day.
yeah,
Me too.
Yeah,
I can
too.
skip a chatterbait pretty good, so it's just fun.
Right,
Under
yeah.
docks, and then it just gets bit everywhere too. So.
Yeah.
Right, it does.
Yeah. Especially where we're at.
That's like the most innovative bait in a long time, dude. Because I remember like 6 years ago, they really started getting popular, and I was like,
Yeah.
that thing doesn't catch fish. But then it's like,
I mean,
now
it
it's
just
like,
has a cool name.
right,
Yeah.
right. And like when I first started fishing the flats, like everybody threw swim jigs, just straight up swim jigs, you know, and that's how you were catching them. And then like people started throwing the chatterbait, and that seems like it's the only thing they'll freaking bite anymore is a chatterbait,
Yeah.
dude. It's crazy.
Comes out of that grass so easy, especially the
If you,
jackhammer.
if you know how to
Yeah.
fish it, you know, if you know how to pop
And
it.
I think rod is important too.
Right.
Yep.
If you have, I think I have a 7-1 medium, and it's so flexible at the top, and you can just feel it. Tack, 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 tack. And as soon as it stops making that thump, you know, it just loads up. You know,
Yeah.
you got them,
Right.
or you're snagged. You got
Yeah.
grass on, but
You throw a graphite or composite rod for chatterbaits.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Or glass.
Or glass, yeah.
No, not glass. Only my crankbait rod
Yeah,
is
that's
glass.
Pretty much anybody that I know that throws glass
My,
only throws it on a crankbait.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
called a carbon cranker with my chatterbait rod.
Is that a St. Croix too?
Yeah, all legend tournaments.
Okay.
My crankbait is called the finesse cranker, and it's glass.
I've never thrown a glass rod, so I couldn't. I've
sweet.
heard
They're
I've
nice.
heard they're amazing, but I've never. Couldn't tell you.
Although I'm not a big crankbait guy, but
Yeah.
it is fun sometimes here and there. But I
It's
just find
just-
I
myself
love
doing
leaning into them.
Yeah,
So much fun.
This phone just loads up.
Yeah. Yeah, I never threw. I like never picked up a lipless, and then
I
like
never have.
I don't throw a lipless.
3 or 4 years ago, dude. Like this time of year on the flats, that's all they would bite was a red lipless. All
Ripping it through the grass?
Ripping it through the grass.
Yeah, it's mine.
And that was like one of the first times I
Yeah.
picked it up and threw it, and man, it was the same way. Like it sucked to throw, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
you're just chucking that thing all day. But when they hit it and you just lean into them, it's like, oh my god,
It's on
it
one of
feels
my.
so good.
It's on my list for my options for to tie on because I'm fishing Potomac Saturday
Right.
BFL.
Oh.
Right now it's hot there, so lipless. Although I'll have the chatterbait, and it's gonna be hard to take it off.
Yeah.
Right. There's probably a lot of grass out there right now in the Potomac.
Yeah.
That place gets heavy with grass.
I'm looking to catch one on topwater in the morning, but it's just hard topwater behind a boater.
Right.
So any aggressive fish he's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't understand is like when you're a co-angler,
Yeah, it's a game.
it's tough, man. It's a whole different fishing vibe. Like you have to
Yeah.
really understand how to be a co-angler. It's
Yeah,
not just
you're fishing against your
Yeah.
boater's lures, really.
Right.
And where
Yeah.
he's casting and what he's throwing.
You got to pay attention to him a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you gotta
Every
think,
time
like-
I'm reeling, I'm staring at where his lure landed. I'm like, all right, I'm not going there. Try out here.
right.
But you have to.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
tough because like they're throwing into every good-looking piece before you are. You know? So
Yeah.
it's like you got to figure out
My-
what you can follow
yeah.
up with.
My boater last tournament at Kerr, I got a 29th, but he picked apart every piece of cover. Started with buzzbait and then throw a spinnerbait by it, and then flip a jig in, and then a wacky worm, and then would move on. And I'm like, well, shit, what am I gonna throw at the? You know?
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, that would be tough, man.
It was tough. He was smoking them all day too.
Yeah. So what you've had this year so far, you've had a couple
yeah.
really good finishes.
So this
You've
year we've
cashed
been
a lot
blessed.
of checks.
Yeah. So last year, the 2022, or 2022. Or no, that'd be 23.
23.
I meant
Yeah.
23. So I had a bunch of like 30ths and 20ths, which ended up getting the top. I got 27th overall, so I did make the championship down
Nice.
at Lake Norman in North Carolina.
Wow.
Which I
That's
didn't
spotted
really,
bass down there.
It's all spotted bass. Yeah, I got 2 scopers, which I was still catching them. We were on them, but it was a small fish school,
Right.
and we couldn't catch any keepers. They were just shorts.
Were you
So-
what were you catching them on? Little minute
Jerk baits.
Oh, jerk baits.
He was throwing them in it, but
Yeah. Everybody seems
I
to
threw it a
that
couple
freaking
times, just
minnow
blind, swing and a miss. But every time I threw the jerkbait, I'd catch one.
now. Right.
But yeah, so and then start off the year. So I planned on doing the Shenandoah division because tournaments are a little closer drives. But I wanted to do the Piedmont first tournament with Smith Mountain Lake because the first tournament with my division, Shenandoah, was there a couple weeks later. So
Yeah.
I wanted to just fish it because that place is loaded and I love that place.
Right.
And ended up doing really well. Got first place, first tournament of the year. So
What's
Think-
that? What's
think-
first place cash out at?
It was 2,300 because there wasn't a lot of boats that day, but
How many pounds you have?
16 even.
And as a co-angler, is it 3 fish or is it 5 fish?
5
It's
fish.
5 fish. Okay.
So a 5 fish, I won by 4 pounds. It was a tough bite. Me and only one
One by
other
4 pounds.
co-angler
that's big.
had
That's big.
a 5 bass limit out of everybody.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
100 and some people. So it was a tough bite, but so I was just. Well, I got lucky. My boater was from the lake, and he had a whole bunch of spots, and we would just spot hitting all these different places and
Right. Jumping around a lot.
jumping around a lot, giving each spot only a minute or two. I started off the day,
Jeez.
4th cast, chatterbait, like a 3.5 pounder. So I was like, all right,
a
this
good
is
start.
this is gonna work, and it was a good day. So fourth cast had a 3.5, and then like an hour later had another like 2.5, and then picked up a nice like 5.5 or 5 something, and that's what I ended up winning big bass with. So I won big bass at the tournament also. So
Oh,
I picked
nice.
up another little check.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Man, that's a good fucking payday. Holy shit.
yeah.
crap.
So and then I won from Epic Baits, the contingency, another like $400 for the mem.
Wow.
So
Really?
shout out to Epic Baits, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, so you walked away
Yeah.
pockets full, man.
It
Good
was
lord.
nice. So then I caught one on the jerkbait. So those were all chatterbait fish, which I did make an adjustment. I switched. I had a white and chartreuse chatterbait to start the day because it was pouring rain. Where we were at looked muddy, and then we started going to docks, and I noticed it was just clearing up, and it felt like my white was glowing from a distance. And I don't know, it was just in my head, just a thought, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna switch it. So I put the green pumpkin shad on, which has a little white, little green pumpkin, and then threw a swim bait on it. So it just looked a little more natural, I thought, and then that was the deal. I started catching them on that. Never switched from that. So I only had 4 fish with 20 minutes to go. And the guy was like, all right, well, we got 20 minutes. And he only had 4 fish also. So he's like, we got 20 minutes. I got 1 spot right by weigh-ins. He's like, there could be some smallmouth there. So we ran to that, and first cast, he catches a smallmouth, like a 3-pounder. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my chance. Because me as a co-angler with 4 fish, I'm probably already in top 10 right there.
Right.
In my head. I'm like, I'm good. If I get one more, dude, I might win. Because I had a nice 5 something. And a couple casts later, boom, I catch one. It was only a 2.5 pounder, which at the end of the day, I didn't really need because I won by 4. But
Right.
it still felt like that was the one. I was like, yeah, that's we were all hyped and celebrating.
Yeah.
It was like 2 walk-offs back to back.
Oh, man, that's
We were
awesome.
high-fiving and zoomed back and ended up winning. It was a good feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's sick.
Yeah.
Those
Your boater
last
win?
minute
It
bites
was
too,
sweet.
man.
Yeah.
Boater ended up getting, he had 16 5 ounces, so
Oh.
we pretty much had the same bag. I think he ended up with 9th place.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that just goes to show you like how tough a co-angler it is for a co-angler. You know, because a lot of leagues are only 3 fish limits for a co.
Yeah.
I mean, pulling
Bass is
pulling
like that,
5
right?
is yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But pulling
5
5,
as a co-angler is guaranteed money pretty much, except
yeah, that's tough.
Smith
dude.
Mountain Lake.
That's
You
tough.
could catch, everyone catches 5 at Smith unless it was a cold, it was a tough day. It was
Right.
nonstop rain.
I mean, even when you're fishing just like buddy tournaments, like when I fished with my buddy Alex, like him up front on the trolling motor, like he consistently just catches more fich than I will
you
off
get
the back
first,
of the
you
boat.
get first
you know?
pick at the aggressive fish.
Right.
Any lure that lands in, if it's aggressive, he's going to it. So
Right.
Yeah.
you're not getting him.
It's tough too because like in my mind, I always want to fish a different bait than him because I know like if like say he, for instance, he throws a chatterbait and he gets a bite and misses it. Well, I know now I've got to throw something different to back that up that I think they might bite because they're not going to hit a chatter again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a little
It messes with your head.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Going against what you feel like you should be throwing or you want to throw. 'Cause
Right.
Then he's got this and
Yeah.
And then by the time you get your rod out, he's already he's at a dock.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit.
I'm just unhooking myself. He's like, hey, hold on, we're gonna go for a ride.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
go.
tough. It's mentally tough if you want to be competitive, but you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, you just gotta grind,
Figure it
man.
out. Like my boater was moving so fast, dock to dock to dock, that he wasn't even casting in between them. And I was just slinging the chatterbait right out in no man's land in between docks and just reeling it in slow and would just pick up one here and there,
Right.
out and off of nothing.
Yeah, I've done that 6 pounder. 6 pounder I caught on the Sass a few years ago. I think I just sent you a picture of it recently,
Yeah.
but it was the same way. Like he was fishing this dock, and I was just getting backboated so hard, and I was like, "Screw this, dude!" Like I just turned around and cast it in no man's land. I just
Right.
caught this 6 off of a bed somewhere. You know, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Jeez.
I watched this video on YouTube and about Smith Mountain Lake, and he was like, "Place is loaded. As a co-angler, just keep casting because you never know. They're swimming around everywhere."
I've heard
That's
that place
about it.
is really hard just because it's deep, and it's all spotted bass too, right?
No,
No, it was a mix.
large and smalls.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I got a buddy that
it's
goes
sweet.
there in, like,
it's one of the
middle of
best
the
lakes
summer.
around.
Yeah.
Loaded.
For numbers or weight?
Weight and numbers.
Oh, really?
More numbers, really. I mean, first place was 27.
Oh,
Jeez.
Yeah,
good lord.
it's
That's
good.
a big
yeah.
bag.
That's a big bag. Yeah.
Smith Mountain Lake's the shit.
Yeah, normally you don't see bags like that until you get to like Lake Fork and some of those down there in Texas.
I've been there 3 times and have 3 5 bass limits as a co-angler, so I just love
Pretty
that
good.
place.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
Man.
just loaded.
So as a co, do you go and practice for these tournaments, or how does that work?
You can. I mean, if you don't get to practice, but like
Yeah.
if you know anybody, you can jump on the boat. I've done it one time, but they don't want to catch a lot of fish, and it's just they want to mark stuff, and it's like it's not really my job.
Yeah.
Right.
I got you.
That is the one good thing about being co-anglers. Like you just gotta show up. You got back. You gotta back their boat down the ramp, and
Yeah.
and then
I-
get it back
I
on the
do
trailer.
like
But
it.
outside of that, it's like
You don't have to worry about your boat failing.
right.
So,
right.
yeah,
That's
my
right.
biggest fear.
Exactly. The night before, I get a text and you get his number, and I call him. So I just get a little like, hey man, what have you been catching them on? You been practicing? What do you think we're gonna be hitting tomorrow? What do you want to start out on? And I'll try to get anything, and they'll spill a little bit, so I kind of know what I'll have to tie on, and
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
gotta
like
go with
any boater that doesn't give you any info, like truthfully, they're just an asshole.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean,
I've been
you're
lucky
not
and got some
fishing
really
against
cool people.
you. You
Yeah,
know what
exactly,
I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
they don't.
like I'm netting all your fish. You better be nice.
Right. A good
Yeah.
boater was just, they should want to help the co-angler out. Like, look, man, I'm going to go to these good spots because I want to win. Maybe you'll win too. It's
Yeah.
like, if they're not giving you any info,
I just be
an
real
asshole.
really nice and friendly in the morning, and
Right. As long as you can back their boat in, man, that's all they care about.
Yeah, I'm good at that. So. Right. Like, I got it. Toss me the keys, buddy.
Right. They probably get some guys that are like, no, I don't want to do it, man.
They're like, are you sure you can do this? Right. I'm like, trust me, I got boats.
Right.
I can do a big boat. Do this bass boat.
Because they probably got some money in their boats.
I put last year 2023 Ranger with a 2023 Tahoe in the water.
Oh my goodness.
That's so nice. Yeah.
I'll just do a trolling motor.
Yeah.
You back it down. You got ropes or something? Or just tie it off?
I didn't even know how to use a trolling motor for the first year. So I was like, they don't put me on the boat. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, thankfully, like, I fished a lot of pond tournaments with my buddy before we ever got into, like, the big stuff. So I kind of knew, like, how to back boats in and how to do the trolling motor shit and all that. So it was like, anytime anybody wanted to do this, like, I'll help you out, whatever. Yeah. So where did you go after that?
So after that, I did. So now that I won that, I'm automatically in the championship come October. So the 5 winners and then top 45 in points make the regional.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm already in that at Clarks Hill in Georgia.
Okay.
So that's going to be sweet.
I wonder what that bite's like in October. It's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
It's probably cool because
I would imagine. I got to do some research on that.
I would imagine it's probably hot as balls there all summer and they probably don't eat much. And then October it cools down just a little bit and they probably feed. Yeah, they probably feed heavy.
Should be fun.
Get them on a walking bait.
Right. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so now I'm switching. I have to do all the Piedmonts because I'm first, try to win Angler of the Year, obviously.
Right.
So now I'm not doing Shenandoah anymore, but I still want to fish Smith Mountain Lake again. So I do the first one, and it does not go well. I catch 2 fish and get 98th place out of 198. So about mid-pack. So it wasn't a fun day for me because I just won at the same place. I'm like, damn, we're gonna smoke them again.
Right.
Yeah,
really hurts the confidence.
We weren't around. We weren't where we were at the first time around.
What does your boater just not have good spots? You think?
Yeah.
Have you ever just like?
Yeah.
Hey man, like I know you like this spot, but I know we'll catch them over there.
Yeah. So he didn't want to run far because he's been having motor problems and.
That's tough.
It wasn't.
Probably shouldn't be fishing that tournament.
Dude, I swear to God, I was a co-angler one time in a tournament, and off a takeoff in down in Seaford, I forget what that river is down there. Dude, my boater ran us right onto a mud flat, and we were stuck there for like 2 hours, dude. I was like,
did he not know the water?
No, he did not.
No. Yeah, dude, the Kerr Lake, when I got 12th, we came in 3 hours early because the guy's dad... he was also in the tournament. His motor blew up, so we went and picked up his co-angler and their fish.
Shit.
We went in 3 hours early, and I got 12th place with only 3 fish. So
wow,
it's like, dude, 3 more hours. Prime time. I could have got some more money and stuff. But gosh, it's whatever. It's just part of the game, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
So then from there, we have a trip planned to Disney to take my daughter for her 3rd birthday. So I was just joking around when my wife asked me if we wanted to go. I was like, as long as we fish somewhere cool down there.
Right.
And then she responded, it was like, well, check your league, see if there's anything down there. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like scrambling. And sure enough, the week we're down there, there's a BFL Okeechobee. So
that'll be fun.
I sign up for that, of course. And
it already happened.
Yeah. Already went down. Yeah. So I got lucky again, my boater. I'm like talking to him, like, so, because I scout him. I look him up on the website. I'm like, damn, this guy doesn't do any tournaments. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I don't do the league. I just do any tournament that comes to Okeechobee. So I'm like, oh, nice. Local hammer.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, we're just going to be flipping thick reeds all day. It's going to be tough. You got to be patient. But he's like, there's giants in there. And he was right. We did that all day and, grinded in the heat. It was like 96. Sunny. Sweating. But we were just smoking them in the reeds. I ended up catching 6 fish total, so I started off the day, I was kind of nervous because my first fish was like 12 inches. They have to be 12 to keep. It was barely over 12. I'm like, damn, I come all the way to Okeechobee and catch a half-pound fish.
Squeakers.
Yeah, I catch a half-pounder. And then my second fish is like a pound and a half, probably, maybe 2 pounds at 14 and a half inches. So that's my second fish. So I'm like, God damn. And this is like 12 o'clock. And then we go to this real thick stuff, and then it happens quick. Catch like a 5.5, a 7 pounder, and then a 3.5, and then another 3.5 to call out the
God,
the first fish.
It's clutch.
So it happened so quick before I knew it. I'm like, shit, dude. I'm sitting good.
Right.
I'm like, man, if I can catch one more and get rid of that other one, which I didn't, and I ended up getting second place, 6 pounds shy from first. So one fish that would have called that one out.
6
won,
pounds to separate
So
first.
how
So
big
I
was
ended
your
up-
bag?
I had 19.2, and first place was 19.8. And
Okay.
I won big bass with a 6.15.
Oh, nice.
So got 4 trophies already for the year.
Wow.
2 big basses and second and a first.
Does BFL pay out or is it just trophies?
Yeah.
It pays out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Oh,
BFL is the Phoenix League.
Oh, okay. That is the Phoenix
So
League.
like
Okay.
old heads call
Okay.
it BFL, but then they
Right.
changed the name for the sponsor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's Phoenix, Toyota, and then the pro
Right, okay.
big dogs, which I am doing the Toyotas also.
I forgot that it changed the name because they used to have the BFLs around
Yeah.
on the Upper Bay a bunch.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I did the one last year in Northeast.
Oh, did you?
How'd you
Yeah.
do?
37th, 1 fish, 4-pounder,
What time of year was that?
April. It was
Oof.
terrible.
Yeah, that's rough.
My boater didn't know the place though. So.
Dude, that's the thing out here, man. Is like if you don't know the grass, like
Yeah.
you,
We didn't
you
even
can
go
struggle.
in any grass.
Ugh.
I was
You
like,
just
you
do
see
flip
all those 80 boats in the flats
See
right
that
there?
community hole over
They're there for a
there?
reason.
Just pick a spot. I'm gonna get one.
Right.
That's what I wanted to say the whole time. But
Yeah, dude, it's tough because we've talked about it before. Like, I hate getting in the community holes, but on tournament day, like if you're not catching them, just get in there. Like, just
Yeah.
nestle your way in there and
Just throw something
Just
different.
throw something. Because they're
some
there,
time
like
in.
you said, they're there for
They're
a
in there,
reason.
yeah.
That bend pole pattern is real, dude.
Yeah.
It is real. Because like those fish, man, like unless you're out there, and we've talked about this
Yeah.
several times, but unless you're out there every day, like they just basically like move in a big pack, like all around the flats. And so if you're not out there every day, like it's hard to track where they've moved to next. So usually what happens is like somebody knows, okay, Rich over here, I know he fishes every day. I know where the fish is, so they just watch him go wherever, and then they go, and then it just pulls all the boats, and that's where the fish are.
yeah,
I mean,
they're
it's
just like, well, if they're there, they must be catching them.
right. It's
Yeah.
just just the way it is out
It's
there.
same thing in the ocean. When
Right.
you're flounder or sea bass fishing,
Yeah.
you be out there 40 miles off, and everybody's hanging out right next to each other.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
It's crazy.
But, yeah.
So you got the Potomac next, and then what's after that?
Yeah, so on the way home from Florida, I stopped at Kerr Lake in North Carolina and got 29th.
Okay. Okay.
And then, yeah, so now I got Saturday is Potomac, which is not my division. So the Kerr Lake was my division for points, which
Okay.
dropped me down to 5th because I got 29th. So not by many points, but
How does the point system work?
it's tough. It's 250 points for first place, 249 for second. So there's no
What?
gap. So yeah,
Right.
it's just straight up. You got to be consistent.
Right. And the points are just for Angler of the Year, right?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
top 45 make the
It's a championship,
regional
right?
championship.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Top 45 from each division
Okay.
makes the championship with Georgia.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there's like all the divisions. There's a couple of different regional championships, and then the top 25 of each one go to the big dog. They call it the All American.
Okay. Yep. The All American.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So there's a chance. I mean, first place at the regionals boat. First place at All Americans of no boat also. So
I don't need that now.
I used all my luck up.
One of my questions I was
beginning
going to
of the
ask
year.
is, are you just waiting to win a boat, or are you going to buy one, but then you bought a boat? So.
Yeah. So,
Because even Kenny was like,
yeah, our plan was to buy one as a celebration after the regional,
right.
and then I was just kind of had a tough tournament, at that 98th and then the 29th. I'm like, man, I want a boat, and then this boat was on sale or listed 15 minutes away from my house, so I had to
Nice.
go check it out, and
Heck yeah.
ended up getting it. So.
That makes a sweet rig, man. Can't
Yeah.
complain about that.
Yeah, I couldn't pass it up. So
Nah. And it's better than spending $100,000 on a brand new one. So.
yeah,
Very true.
yeah.
Dude, they've gotten so expensive. It is,
Yeah.
God, as nice as it would be, they're just too expensive for me. I meant to send you
So
one.
expensive.
Do you know Zach Persley?
Sounds really familiar.
He's from Elkton. He's selling his Ranger, $23K. Should scope it out, man. It took care of it. It was garage kept.
Really?
Yeah.
What year?
I don't remember. I'll send you the link later. But
I plan on winning the Ike.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna win a brand new bass cat. That makes
Pretty
sense.
much, yeah.
I got you. Are you gonna fish that? You should fish that. The Ike tournament's June 9th.
Are you gonna fish it?
Yeah.
I think Alex and I are gonna fish it. Yeah.
Nice.
Let me see if I can find the date. That's a really good one to fish because that time it's like it should be the first week of June, and they're always munching out there that time of year.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I'm looking to. I need all the practice I can get.
Yeah, I mean, like, I highly suggest you fish the Ike. You fish every Chester County you can.
Yep.
Maybe the Wednesday nighters. I don't know what your work schedule's like. What time do they start?
5 o'clock.
On the bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of
So it's
Anchor
evenings.
in Northeast.
I know. I
And then
definitely do
Wander
that.
Sunset. So it's perfect.
And it's 3 fish, right? Or is it 5?
3.
It's 3. So
Yep.
What's the league name for that?
So
is there like a Facebook group? and
it's
stuff?
Bass Legends BBT.
Oh, Lesant. Okay,
um,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, I fished for them for a few years, and I really like them. It's a really good organization.
yeah, I think
Yeah, I need to get into that for sure.
I think him and I are gonna fish a few.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's June 1st, Saturday, June 1st, out of Anchor. So it's capped at 150 boats. I'm trying to see. You can win, obviously, first place is a brand new bass cat with a Yamaha.
I know the dudes who won it.
Oh, yeah, I did too last year. And the year before.
Yeah.
It was like the same group of guys that were finishing first and second.
I actually seen a guy out there when I was out Friday with the same boat as me. Different
Really?
paint
Oh,
job,
really?
but and cougar, everything.
Dude, the bass cats
Damn.
are popular in Jersey.
Well, they have the Chester County contingency for Bass Cat. Well, they
Right,
do all the
right.
brands, but
Right.
best one about Bass Cat is you don't only have to have a brand new one. Like if you have a 2020 or newer, 22 or newer, you can win the big money, like the 7,500. But
Okay.
if you have just a Bass Cat, there's like for 60 boats, it's like $250. For 120 boats, it's like $500, and then
That's cool
Yeah,
that they
more
do
than
that. I didn't
160.
realize that they had like the contingency money like that. So that's pretty cool. Because
Yeah.
the only time I've really seen that is they have that gambler lure
Yeah.
tournament out on the bay, and like you can only use
Yeah.
their lures, but it pays out pretty good.
yeah, there's one by my house on that little lake out, the electric motor only, the Gambler. In
Oh,
June.
is there?
It
Really?
goes there, yeah.
Well, that guy that is right there on that lake, he holds tournaments like every weekend, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
there's Sunday tournaments, which I work on Sundays. So that's the only reason I've never done them yet.
Gotcha. The whole
Yeah. They get a
electric
big
only
draw.
thing-
They had like
do.
29 boats, and it's a small lake.
I've seen some
So I was
videos.
telling
on
me,
it.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know on tournament day how I even approach it because
Right.
they just circle the lake, and it's so small. Like, I like to sit in a couple of my honey holes for a little bit.
Right.
I don't need people coming up and
Yeah.
Yeah,
expecting them for me to, keep the rotation moving. But
Electric only is tough.
it is tough. I mean, I'm about to fish a small
Yeah.
lake tournament in 2 weeks with my buddy, and thankfully they only cap it at like 15 boats or something like that, so it helps that issue, but it's still the same. Like everywhere you look where you can catch fish, like if you don't run there first, somebody else is going there too.
Yeah, every
So you just
spot's-
have to hope that where you run first, you pull the fish out of the big
Yeah.
ones. The Ike tournament's $325, by the way, entry fee. So
nice.
if you got a partner, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And it's a really well put together event. It's pretty cool. You launch at Anchor in the morning, then you weigh in at Northeast Park. They have a big stage. You go just like you do for your tournaments. You go up there, they announce your name and all that and stuff. So
That's
it's
sweet.
pretty cool. Have you fished it?
I haven't. No.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
might
you'll like
this
it.
year.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really well
Got it.
put together. And I think we're gonna have Ike on this podcast. So shout out Ike.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you fish the Bassmaster Open? What was that? 2 years ago on the bay?
No.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
Because that was tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I wish the Elite Series would come back here. I don't know why they keep avoiding it every year, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I know why, because a lot of the
Numbers of the bag. now.
yeah, I mean
They get their ass kicked.
right. I mean, they came here the one time and it wasn't ass kicking, but they came here in the middle of summer. But I also get why they want to go to like Lake Fork
Yeah.
and stuff like that earlier in the year
Yeah,
because
you
they're
wanna
going to
see
put
them
30-pound
hogs.
bags
Yeah.
together,
That's true.
like for 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that here. I mean, you could put
Absolutely.
20, 22-pound bags together 4 days in a row, but
Yeah. It'd be tough.
it would be. It'd be hard to be consistent.
Yeah.
But so how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much have you won so far this year total?
So for my MLF, I think I have $3,900 in winnings in 11 tournaments. And they're $100 each.
Man, that's pretty good.
So I'm up for my career so far, but
Right, because like the problem with tournament fishing is like what everybody complains about is when you start getting into the big ones, like it's really hard to make money. You know?
yeah.
Like
So as a
it's hard
boater,
to do-
yeah,
it's hard
So
to
then
do
you
it as a
got
career.
more days of practice. So then you're 3 days of hotels or 3 days of gas. All that times, however long you want to practice, and then
Right.
plus the tournament. So
Right. What is it? So is it $100 no matter if you're a co-angler or a boater?
no, for the Phoenix boaters, $225.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah. So the Toyotas, I'm doing co-anglers $550, boaters $1,700.
Oh my god,
So yeah,
I will not be
that's-
doing that one.
You had to be top
She's
45.
1,700.
You got that, or you
So,
getting
yeah,
in that one?
There'll be
Yeah,
pros
bro.
in it for
My
sure.
track will be in it.
You had to be
Yeah.
top 45 last year to be able to go into it
Right.
as a co-angler, you know.
Okay.
So
Have you been up north yet to do Smalley stuff?
no, that's where we're going. The first one's Potomac, and then the next two are Champlain and St. Lawrence. So
You're gonna like it, man.
yeah. So that's where the
Is the St.
Northeast
when-
Division is.
when
I
is
just didn't
the
wanna
St.
drive to
Lawrence
New
one?
York.
Do you know the
Not
date
off
range?
the top of my head.
Because
I
that
think
opens. The St. Lawrence doesn't. The season doesn't open until Father's Day week. So I wasn't sure if it was that time frame.
I want to say July or August, somewhere around there.
Gotcha. It'll still be fire. But if you get up there the first week, I got a buddy that goes up there for opening week every year and just smashes them.
But
Just smashes them,
probably
dude.
packed though.
Yeah. The, the Northeast Division is like one Potomac and then 4 tournaments in New York, which, I mean, yeah, it would have been sweet, but I didn't want to just keep going up there. So
Yeah.
I wanted to do the down south divisions, different lakes.
Just like I went up north and smallie fish, dude, and it's just like the first time you catch one of them big fat smallies up there, it hooks you, dude. It's so much different. It's so fun,
And
man.
a spinner. Yeah, I bet. I can't wait.
It's so fun, and they fight so freaking hard, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your schedule here. Let's see.
I have it on my phone.
So you got Oneida? Is that so? You
No.
got Potomac. So it lists the
Swear.
Potomac and then
So you
Oneida.
can do it by division up top. Right there.
Oh, I see it. I got you. And you're the Piedmont or
Yeah.
Shenandoah?
I'm Piedmont.
Piedmont. Okay.
So next I have what?
So this
James River.
Yeah. So Kerr Lake. So you have High Rock Lake.
High Rock in North Carolina.
And then James River, and then Kerr.
Then Kerr.
Okay.
Nice.
Have you? I've never even heard of High Rock.
Me either.
That one might be tough. That one might be tough.
Gonna have to do some research and just go out swinging.
Right. Yeah. So then, yes, the north.
Hopefully some spots, maybe some.
I don't even know what
Jerkbait.
is that. Do you know if that's a
I don't even know.
spotted bass or is that a large?
I looked
mouth,
up weights
smallmouth?
one time of a previous tournament and they were low, so that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. They're all. I mean, it's
Yeah.
tough. Again, you just have to like
Yeah.
that's all an advantage part of playing the co-angler role is like you just hope you
Yeah.
get a boater that knows what they're doing.
It's true.
I've been on a lot of boats though where the boaters don't know what they're doing. So I gotta be honest with you. If you're on my boat, we're winging it, buddy. We're winging it.
Yeah, been out in months.
And it's easy to say as like a co-angler, I'm like, oh, if I was the boater, I'd just go to where the fish are. But you know, it's
Right.
gonna be a lot harder than.
It's really hard to, like you said, like
But
when you're not getting them. Like I've been a co-angler on the bay before, and since I've had my boat, and we'll be not catching fish, and I just want to be like, dude, look, I know for a fact I was there last weekend over there.
I got
There's
some
fish
spots.
over there, but it's like I don't think they take
Yeah.
that too well.
No, they
or the
don't.
guys that just don't have a game plan bothers me. I'm like, this is a tournament. Like you need
Right.
to have at least
Right.
some kind of like a route or plan of what spots you want to hit, and if you're not catching them here at this time, you know, maybe go in the complete
Right.
opposite direction of what your game plan was, or at least have. I've been with guys who was like, well, we're gonna start around here and just hope we have a good day.
Right.
And like just worked our way around, you know, the whole lake on the edge. But
Well, that's the one thing too about bass fishing that a lot of people don't understand is like you have to understand, you have to have a game plan, and you have to understand time management really well.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to not get in that rut of like I know they're here. Like I'll
Yeah,
just
exactly.
grind this out. You got to like be like, okay, look, if they don't bite in 30 minutes, we got to
like
get up and
when
move.
I got the win in Smith, like I said, he gave 5 minutes max. It was more of a 2-3. 1, 3, 4, 5 casts. He's like, all right, they're not here. Zoom across the lake to another spot.
That's nice.
Same thing.
That is crazy.
Oh, they're not here. And then
I just like
we pick one up here and there, and that was it. It was sweet.
that's just like that was the one thing I was never good at. You know, it's like I would sit there and I would just cast all day because I
Yeah.
knew like at some point I would
yeah.
get bit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard to say. It's hard to leave where you know there's fish to go try and find more fish.
That's true.
You know, and that's what
Yeah.
separates
And
you
then
know, the
staring
really
at the
good guys
clock,
from.
you start getting, anxious and antsy, and you're
Right.
zooming around, and
Yeah.
Oh, dude!
It's
I
gonna be
mean,
tough.
I've been, 5 hours deep in a tournament with no fish. Going, okay, holy shit, we got 3
Yeah.
more hours to try and put 5 fish in this boat. Like, where are we gonna go next? You
Yeah.
know, it's like, but it can happen. Like you said, you caught your fifth
Chris,
fish in the last 20
can
minutes.
happen quick. Doesn't
It
take
can.
long to reel one in.
Dude, that's one thing you'll learn on the flats too. Like, it happens quick out there too. Like, you could have 0 fish all day, and all of a sudden you'll just come across a pack of them, and you'll have 5 fish in 20 minutes.
grass patch.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, just whatever it is, it's the right amount of hydrilla mixed in with eel grass or whatever, and you just bang them.
That was the spot for the day.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works out there
You like eel or hydrilla more?
on the flats. Hydrilla. I mean, I like a good mix, but they always seem to hold more towards the hydrilla.
Yeah. I love throwing a frog in the eelgrass though.
Right.
That's the only thing.
The problem is the flats is like 90% eelgrass.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
find the right hydrilla,
right.
especially right now.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is.
It's nothing better than a good frog day out there. We had one last year. It was like 8 bites each. 8
Pretty
on
good.
all on frogs. Just
On the flats.
within like an hour or two. It was just
Yeah,
the most fun ever. Just laughing and the whole time.
Yeah.
Because they don't like some places they just suck a frog in. Out there, dude, they smash.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
angry at
Snakehead
that
bites.
thing, dude. Yeah. You do much of that? You do any
Yeah.
snakehead fishing? Just no interest or never tried.
Just got a boat. Honestly,
Just start catching.
Just got a boat. I only have saltwater boats, so
Yeah.
uh,
You probably like that.
there's
You'll enjoy
some
that.
snakeheads in Octoraro, but
Is there?
a lot of people catch
I
them
heard
on
that.
either like live shiners and stuff.
Right.
Some smooth baits. One guy said he caught one on a chatterbait, which
Yeah.
I've seen a couple, but never really like targeted it yet.
What'd you smash them on the other day?
Jig.
Jig?
Ever since. That's all I throw.
Were you sight fishing them?
A snakehead.
And today,
Nice.
like we were rolling to the marina and there was one sitting there and I pitched at it.
Oh, really?
Like a 12 pounder. It's like,
How many did you have yesterday? If you don't want to say, it's fine.
No, I don't. It was a lot. I was just throwing them in the live well because we were catching fish everywhere, like
Right.
every dock post.
Right.
And it wasn't a snakehead. I would let it sink and a bass would eat it. But I was only out there like 2 hours and I had to get home. But
Right.
we did good. And today, me and John from the podcast did really good. And chatterbait was it on the flats. And we jumped around a lot. We saw a lot of fish that weren't really committing. But I threw a frog for a little while.
Any luck?
No, because we found some grass that was matted on top.
What's the temp out there right now?
So,
It's 70s?
like the northeast was like 68, but then like some of the marinas in the Susquehanna were 72.
Right. The Conowingo I started
Yeah.
up closer to the dam and it was like 68. The further north I went, it was, I think at the end of the day when we were up past, like up by Peach Bottom, it was like 71.
That's what it was
Crazy.
Friday when I was out. 68.
Yeah. It got warm quick, dude.
Yeah, it did.
It got warm quick. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 days of like 80, 90, or high 80s, you
Yeah.
know, and it just like heated
Yep.
up quick, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, the more time you spend on the flats, dude, you'll really learn to love it, but you'll also
So much
really
fun.
learn to hate it because you can literally, like, my perfect example is 2 years ago, I fished the Ike tournament. Me and my buddy Alex went out the weekend before. We found a spot. We smashed them pre-fishing, just smashed them, and then we went right back to that spot on tournament day. Didn't get a single bite. Like it can be so frustrating just because they move around so much out there.
Yeah.
Or do you
It's
think you
tough.
caught them all?
I mean, I don't know. I don't see the thing out there is I don't think they get lure shy because
Yeah.
I mean
I agree with
they get caught every day.
And there's so many of them.
And there's just so many fish.
How many do you think there is?
Oh, I don't know, dude.
Thousands?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
enough to
like
where
they're just nonstop swimming and
Right.
cycling and
Yeah.
chilling in the grass for a little bit, and then they move. But then there's all the bass coming from and they moving
Yeah.
into there.
right. And like I don't
Ton
know.
of water. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd assume like a lot of. I mean, I mean, I don't know for sure because I'm not a biologist,
Yeah,
but I think a
scuba
lot of
diving.
them migrate up, up the river.
Yeah,
So-
to the flats.
Right.
You're saying from like Southern River.
Right. Yeah. Southern Maryland.
But I
area,
always tell myself, just for confidence, motivation is there's always at least 5 fish staring at you at all times.
Yeah.
Dude, I say that all
Just
the time.
gotta have that in your head. You know something's looking at it. Just gotta make them bite it.
When I get skunked, I'm like, God, how many fish just
Like,
looked
they all
looked right at
blind.
it today? It's like it's so frustrating, but
Hmm.
it's fun, man. That place, and you can just put
Yeah.
such a big bag together out there. I mean, you'll see when you fish that Chester County, it's going to take 20 pounds to win, or
yeah,
more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably have 22, I would guess, and I can probably tell you who it is because the same
First,
freaking
the
3 guys
ABA was
always win it.
21 to win, I believe.
Yeah.
Was
week.
it?
Last week?
And that was a kind of a tough conditions because it was 50s. It was
rainy.
rainy.
Rained all
Yeah.
Saturday, yep.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like
Yeah.
when you think it's tough, somebody's got 20 pounds.
yeah, I always say that. Like somebody's always gonna get
Somebody always hammers them, yeah.
Right.
So always stumbles upon a good one and then catches a couple more good ones.
Right.
and
Yeah.
Just have a good day.
My problem with the Chester counties, and it's a really well put together tournament, but we've talked about this. There's a couple guys that guide out on the flats, and they fish
there
the Chester
every day.
counties, and they're out there every day, and they're always in the top 5, dude. Always.
sick.
They're always cashing checks. It's the same 6 guys every time.
Sucks.
And it's like it's frustrating because like people like us, who don't get to go often. It's, I mean, I'm not trying to bitch about it. It is what it is. They have
Yeah.
the advantage. They're doing
Yeah.
the right thing. It's just like it is
Same
frustrating.
with anything. The more you practice, the more
Right.
better results most of the time.
'Cause
Kids
of-
homeschooling to motocross race,
Right.
they're going to be better than the kids that went to public most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Just what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But you'll really like them.
Yeah, that's why I just love bass fishing because it's just the complete opposite of everything I've been doing my whole life.
Right.
Like with saltwater. So
Have
yeah,
you-
after this tournament, within the next couple weeks, we're switching to be all tuna.
Yeah.
So all of June will be tuna. Just trying to catch as many tuna as possible.
freezer.
Trying to fill meat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
dude. Are you
probably-
gonna fish any of the big tournaments this year? Any of the
No.
the offshore
So
ones?
for a lot of people that don't know, that complain about board facing sonar, there's a thing that's called Omni 360 sonar that Garmin makes for saltwater boats, and you can see 800 feet in front of you trolling. So when you're out there trolling, you can mark something to the right and turn into them
Yeah.
and drag your lures. So and that costs 160,000. So
What?
if you don't have that, you might as well not go into the tournaments because every
Right.
big boat out there has it.
Yeah.
So you can chase fish down with it. So
Yeah.
it kind of sucks, which is in the same bass world as
Right.
sonar scoping, but you got to have the money to play, and
Dude,
we
it's
don't have that money.
it's crazy just what it costs to enter those tournaments, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
what's what
for the
I
White
don't know if-
Marlin Open is
That's
like
what I was
I think
gonna ask.
around 100,000 to enter.
God.
100,000 to enter?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
you don't have to. There's so many
All
categories.
Calcuttas
Yeah,
and-
there's a million
yeah.
different categories. So you can enter for 2,500 is the entry fee, I believe, or something. Like 1,500 is the entry fee, but you're only going to win a little bit. You need to be in all the side categories, which the big rich guys are in every category.
Right,
so
right. They're
they
all
catch
doing
one
different
good one,
codes.
they just rack up.
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah.
eliminates the.
It's like
small
crazy how
guys.
that all works too, because like it's like a rich owner of the boat, and then like the captain supplies the crew. Is that kind of
It's
how
just-
it works?
I mean, there's all different. There's some charter businesses have owners that pay a captain to just fish
Right.
and run the charters and make him money every day. There's like some that rent out their boat for the tournaments,
right.
so you can just bring six of your friends from work and go do a tournament on this guy's boat, and he'll have the captain and the mate for you.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what that like if you were to win in that
then,
instance.
yeah.
like
I
how
don't
much
know,
do you
how
owe?
you
that?
negotiate,
Yeah,
yeah.
How do you figure
I'm
all
sure
that out?
there's percentages and all that, but
It's what, 2 million if you win? That's what it was last year.
it was 8 million first place.
Was it?
8 million. It
Whew.
was the world highest paid out. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. And they had a fit it, right? Or was that the year before?
No, that was a North Carolina tournament. The
Where it got eaten by the shark or something?
it was a mutilated fish.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like that rule because
that-
North Carolina's infested with sharks. What are you going to do?
Right.
You're not just going to reel in a 1,000-pound marlin. Or let me get him away from that shark.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do anything.
I think there was a lot of discrepancy about that because
People were, booing and bitching about it. But
right, and I think the fish that was in second that took over first, wasn't it also bitten by a shark?
I don't know. I don't know all the details, but
Yeah, I think that one was also. I remember there was a lot of people complaining about that. And then the white marlin 3 years ago, they failed the polygraph.
that one they failed the polygraph. So supposedly they started fishing too early.
Right. That
Someone had,
it's
like,
weird how they
pictures
do it
of
because it's all
fish,
logs,
yeah.
right? Like you have to log it.
Yeah, you
from
have
the
to
time.
call in and write down when you hook up
Right.
or when you land the fish or whatever.
That's all crazy, man.
So much money involved. I mean, people
Right.
are going to be trying to do whatever.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have some theories of how to, win and cheat, not cheat,
Right.
but you know what I mean? Like, they could be doing it. You got $8 million on the line, dude.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do a lot of things right,
dude, money
man.
talks, brother.
So another good trick tip, some of these big boats have freezers on their boat, chest
Right.
freezers. A frozen, stiff as a board mahi is going to weigh more than a shitty cooler. Just it's
Right.
still he's thawed still.
Right, I wonder how
So
they
you
do
put
that.
him in there, get him full of water, and then put him in that freezer.
Wow.
You get same with these white marlins. You see them stiff as a board when they weigh them.
Right.
That water weight is frozen in the freezer.
That's actually really smart.
So
Holy
you
shit, I
see a
didn't
lot
think about
of
that.
another thing is in the weigh-ins. You pay attention. The winners always come in at the end.
Right.
To get more time to freeze that fish in the freezer.
Okay. It makes sense, man, because
Yeah, dude.
the water weight thing is funny because the bass guys talk about it all the time. When you catch them, you could have a 6-pounder, but by the time you weigh him in, he's lost all that water weight. Or they've spit up whatever they've eaten. Because a lot of them, when they get
Yeah,
under
look
that
in your live
stress,
wells,
they
yeah.
spit up all the shit, man. It's crazy.
Couple crawfish in the live well.
That's what I love about the Wingo, dude. Every fish's mouth I looked in had crawfish in it.
Every fish?
Every fish, dude. Wow. Yeah,
pulled
except for the
a,
crappie we caught.
I pulled a
but-
pincher out of the pooper.
Oh,
On a
really?
bass the other day, helped him out. He had a stuck pincher in him.
Yeah.
I caught one in the Northeast last year. It had a herring in it. Like
Really?
the tail sticking
You
out
can
of its
see the
mouth.
tail?
I
Yeah.
caught it on like a chatterbait. Crazy.
It is funny, like when they, when you catch them like that, it's like, man, how hungry are you, dude? You just got
Yeah.
you got a whole fish in your gut, and you still want this
So
thing.
I want that one too.
It's like I don't know if they're that hungry or if it's just a reaction thing.
Reaction, probably.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
so.
know.
Yeah.
Bass are wild, man. I mean, this is why it's so easy to get addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just one of those hobbies. Like you start getting into the gear, and then you start getting into the lures, and then you start figuring out, okay, I need to throw this and this, and then you start
Yeah.
catching them, and it all pieces
You get your
together.
favorites,
Oh my
and
gosh, dude, it's fun, man. I took Kenny out there last summer, like in June when I knew they'd be biting good, and we found a spot like all by ourselves, and we caught him really good, and he was just having a blast, man. It was just so fun, especially for somebody that doesn't catch or go fishing in general often,
Yeah, that's why I love the strategy, the technical side, the nerdiness, the studying, all that. Saltwater, it's, if you're going tuna fishing, I got my tuna spread set, just,
Right.
it's the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but it's a
Right.
different sport. It's a
Right.
different feeling of awesome. It's more of a team. My knots held, my crimps held, all my reels were dialed,
Yeah.
because I do all that, so that's my rewarding. And then I get to gaff the fish, so that's the best part. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's like a different thing too because like it's such a long fight and all that.
So we caught a 380-pound bluefin in December, and that was like a 2-hour, 45-minute fight. That was a battle.
just one guy, or were you switching off?
Yeah, we were switching off. We had 3 guys switching.
Because that's
And it
the
was
other thing in the white marlins, right? You're not allowed to
pass.
switch.
Yeah, you're not allowed to switch rod. But you get a big boat, they got a chair.
Right.
So, like us, we don't have a chair, so we're back. We're
Yeah,
old.
in the waist. Yeah, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Because we caught him a mile off the beach, and you're in 20, 25 foot of water. 400-pound bluefin hauling ass at 40 miles an hour. He can't go down or up. He can only go the one way. So he'll be running and then just turn on dime. I have a bunch of video. He's just hauling at me. He's coming at us. And then right under the boat. And I'm like, Jeff, God. Hold me. And I'll just go over. I've had the whole reel in the water like this to try to get it under so that it didn't hit the motors.
Oh, my God.
And my boy dude. Jeff is just holding me by the waist. So I'm like, just hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me. We did that like 4 different times.
That's awesome. I forgot that they were up here. I remember now a bunch of people posting they were right off the beach this year.
Yeah, mixed in with the stripers. We were catching 40s, 50s.
Really?
On tuna gear.
Wow,
and then
that's
we
fun.
would get bit by the big bluefin, and you could tell the difference.
Right.
Quickly.
Yeah, that's still awesome, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, that
I couldn't imagine.
Felt really awesome. That was definitely, and that's a big tuna. I mean,
right.
And especially we caught it on my dad's boat. So
that's Total Chaos, right?
Total Chaos. Yeah, we have a 28-foot Scout.
I remember when your Instagram handle was Total Chaos. Now it's just Matt Russell fishing.
Now we moved on.
It should just be MLF Pro Matt Russell fishing.
We're working on it. We're trying as hard as we can.
So are you actively trying to find sponsors or?
Yeah, so I have a couple sponsors. I have X-Zone Lures.
Right.
Dirty Murph Baits.
Oh yeah, I forgot you and him were friends. Man,
yeah, so that's my mentor. That's my trainer.
He's a good one, man. He knows the bay really well.
So I got to give all my credits. Everything I know is him. So
right.
I'm pretty much every tournament, I run stuff by like what I feel. We have, post game breakdown. Tell him what I saw, what I thought I should have done, what I could have done, and all that. And
he's a good dude. I've fished against him a couple times.
Yeah, my first year he would give me like 5 rods to go. I had 1 rod. He would give me 5 rods to go to the tournaments.
Right.
So I'm using all his stuff. And then slowly I got all my stuff, and it's just he took me out on the bay. He showed me around everything, and
yeah, he knows the bay really well. He's a good stick.
Yeah, he just got his boat dialed in, so he's going to be out there on that.
He got a new rig.
He got a Skeeter. Big Yamaha show on it.
Dude, everybody's getting the Phoenixes, man.
Yeah.
They're friggin' nice boats.
They pay out a lot of money though. That's why for the MLF.
Oh, is that why?
It's like $7,500 for first place, and then I think $500 for the highest finisher with a Phoenix.
Wow.
So I seen a guy like one of my tournaments I was in. He was like 18th place and won a $500 check because he was the first Phoenix boat.
That's awesome.
But you gotta have 2022 or newer. So.
Oh, okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, he was going to buy an $80,000 boat to win an extra.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool to say you got it, I guess.
Yeah.
But if
I
you're going to buy
honestly didn't know they did that.
Might as well get that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I just didn't know they did the contingency payouts like that. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, MLF's good
nice
contingency. They have General Tires. So I'm getting General Tires next because I missed out on a lot of money. Epic Baits. They had a sunglass deal, but they're not this year anymore.
Was it Costa?
No, it was a Wiley X.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Whatever Wheeler's brand is.
Yeah.
A couple other small. It's more for the boaters, like Phoenix, then like Atlas jack plates and power poles and stuff like that.
You better load that boat up, boy.
Yeah.
Put it all on there.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Nah, that's
You have
awesome.
to. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to truly compete against all those big guys.
Yeah, and luckily, with my work, I have a good job since it's a family business, I can take off work to
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
fish, and so.
Allow you to chase that dream a little bit.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. It's something I dabbled in for a long time, and I thought I may want to make that jump, and then I just kind of didn't and got away from it. Now I just fish for fun.
It's hard to say, in the future, but as of right now, yeah. But like I said, I also do the saltwater stuff, so
Right.
I do fish on a pretty nice sport fishing boat every weekend. So
Right. Yeah.
it's hard to say. I do want to do both, but now that I have my own boat, I just want to get serious and see what I really got.
Yeah, and it's nice. Like, it's nice to travel and do it, but you could also. I mean, if you really put your nose down and grind it on the bay, there's a lot of opportunity here to make a lot
of local
every
weeks.
weekend. Every weekend.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah, every weekend out here. I mean, there's some other tournament,
Yeah, I
especially if
was
you
thinking
sign
about
up,
that
like,
too.
become a member of, I think you have to be a member of the ABAs to fish those.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but I think you do. But I mean, you can win money there. You can
That's
win money at
probably
Chester
what I'll
Counties.
do
You can win
next year.
Bass Opens. There's all kinds of random shit out there.
That's true.
There's shit out on the SAS. There's opens out of there on the SAS all the time, and you can literally just run right out to the flats or whatever. It's like, I mean, I know,
Just
like I
a
said,
drive in 8 hours.
right?
6
Like I
hours
know
every
it's fun to
weekend.
travel and to experience new things, but if you really like
Yeah, no,
grind it out there, you can make a lot of money.
That's my
on
game
that.
you're in
plan
both,
next
too.
year.
Yeah,
Just grinding
Yeah.
more local, get more practice. But I still am going to do one of the divisions with the MLF.
Right.
I got to keep that.
yeah. I mean, you
I
might
got
as well.
to grind with the big dogs.
All right. Yeah, but well, I got nothing else. You got anything else, Mason?
Nothing really.
You
Good
got
luck.
anything else, Matt?
That's pretty much it for this year. What I got going on.
Yeah. It was good to have you on, man. I was really excited to have you on because I knew you were doing so well so far this year, and we should do another one at the end of the season, just a little
Yeah,
follow up,
see
see
how
how
we
you
go,
finished
yeah.
out, see how you
Yeah, hopefully I
you
didn't use all my luck up early. No, see how the Toyota series goes. So,
Right.
so I'll be fishing with some big dogs, and
Yeah,
hopefully I
some
get
sticks
somebody
out there.
cool,
Yeah, that'd be
some
really
cool pro to beat my boater.
Be cool.
So do any of like the actual MLF pros fish those? Do they?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because they just want to fish too, and
Right.
chance to win more money.
Right.
That's true.
Anyone who lives local to that.
That area.
So yeah, you never know who you're gonna run into.
Yeah. Besides Wheeler. Fuck Wheeler.
You don't
Jacob
like
Wheeler, if you're listening to this, I don't fucking like you.
I
Cheater.
like Jacob Wheeler. He teaches me everything on YouTube.
I'll tell you who's a good stick is Adrian Avina. He's a
So
local
yeah,
guy.
Adrian Avina is my guy because I've known him before. I didn't even know he was a bass fishing pro.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I followed his Jersey Boy charters.
Yeah.
And they won first place.
Yeah.
Swordfish, small
Yep.
boat in Ocean City, White Marlin Open. So
Yeah, that thing was huge. So he's out of Jersey and he fishes the bay a bunch, or he used to a bunch. And there's a guy that fishes on that Jersey Boy Charters boat with him, and he is
Yeah.
also on the bay a bunch, and he is a stick. I cannot remember what his name is, but if I showed it
Yeah.
to you, you would know. But he's a friggin'. They're both hammers out there, dude. And now you got all the Jersey guys. Now you got all the Blitz TV guys. Freaking what's his name?
Cole.
Cole,
Yeah.
Trent Cole.
He was in.
and,
He was at
Jay Berger and
Smith
all those
Mountain Lake
guys.
when I was there.
Oh, was he? Yeah, like he had that, and he might still have that hunting show on TV, but I think like he's got like a whole team of people that fish now, and I think that's how they're kind of making their money is fishing all
Yeah,
these tournaments
I
because
guess so.
they spend a lot of time on the bay. They fish every Chester County, so you'll fish against them.
Yeah.
You'll fish against Ike. You'll fish against Adrian. Yeah,
Living around here, that's pretty much the only way to go. So
Right.
the bay is the only big body of water to bass fish.
Yeah.
Get off the water, dog. Get off my water. Get off my numbers.
Go to the wingo.
Hey, no, those are my numbers too, dog. Get off those.
It's my grass.
I hate that place.
Have you been up there? Have you been up to the Wingo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a tournament with Murphy last year, Joey.
Oh, did you? In the spring or in the fall?
Fall, October.
You guys do all right?
Yeah, we were smashing on A-rigs.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, the A-rig is fun
Yeah.
up
It
there.
was one of those days where it was just A-rig, and
Yeah,
it was awesome.
yeah. That A-rig up north. You get in a school of them, dude.
Yeah.
Catch 2 5s on an A-rig.
Dude, I've slung the A-rig so much in tournaments, just
Really?
haven't hit on it.
Yeah, I just thought the largies.
It's tough.
The large, yeah, they don't like that thing as much for some reason. The smallmouth are just such pack fish, and they just want to hunt so badly
Yeah.
that just they terrorize that thing for whatever reason.
If it's on, it's on, but usually,
Yeah, they also really like to chase. Like a largemouth, for the most part, they're kind of lazy. You know,
Yeah.
they're only going after it if it comes right
it's
across their
gotta go
face.
right,
You know,
right in the sweet spot.
yeah. But well, cool, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. I really appreciate it, and hopefully the rest of the season plays out good for you, and you cash some more checks. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's pretty dope. I wish I was cashing checks fishing.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't know if any fishing companies are listening to this, but if they are and they want to sponsor
Yeah,
you, where can they get a
listen.
hold of you? What's your socials?
Matt Russell Fishing. Yeah, I'm going to be making a jersey here soon, so
Okay.
have a couple local people I'm going to put on there, but
Oh, you tell me what you need. We'll we'll get our logo on there.
I don't want to be that guy asking money, like asking people for stuff. I don't like that. But I was just gonna hook friends, companies up, putting their logos on, then my sponsors and stuff. So.
Right. Well, you're the man, dude. I mean, you supported Upper Bay. You know, when I was doing the clothing stuff, you rocked the Upper Bay fish and shit forever, dude. So I
had to.
Yeah, man. You've been a supporter of mine for a long time. We've been friends for a long time too. So
throw the logo on the jersey.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll toss you wherever you want, man. So we got to spread this thing out there.
Yeah. I keep it moving.
Yes, sir. Well, I don't think you got anything else. Nothing.
I don't think so.
Cool. All right, boys, let's wrap it up. It's the Upper Bay Podcast. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Like, rate, download, subscribe. Do it all. Later.